Hey everybody, Thomas here, and so today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be replacing the handle on this hammer. So this hammer here, as you can see, if I get close here, it's got a cracked handle. So I'm going to be replacing this handle with a new handle. So I got a new handle right here. I just got this at Canadian Tire. It was like $10 or something like that, I can't remember. It was a pretty decent deal. So I'm going to be replacing this old broken handle with this new wooden handle. And so the first thing, what I'm going to do is as you can see, the head of the hammer is a bit well used. I'm going to reface that on the lathe so it's a bit better. And I'm also going to try and clean up the rust and stuff that's on the head of the hammer as well. So it's kind of like turning itself into a whole brand new hammer practically. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the head off the handle, and get rid of the handle. I'm going to try and save this wedge that's in here so that I can reuse that on the new hammer, or on the new handle, so that once it's cleaned up I can reuse it. And then after that I'm going to take it over to the lathe and reface it, and then I'll begin the reassembly of the new hammer. So we'll get started by taking off the head. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do to take off the head of the hammer is I'm going to hit it with this dead blow mallet so that hopefully it won't damage the bottom surfaces of the hammer, and this will hopefully just pull the handle right off. So just going to do one hit on each side, and hopefully it'll slowly push the head down. Whoops, that was quite a move. So that's pretty easy. We've got the head off the hammer, and we got the old handle right here. As you can see, it's pretty damaged, kind of bent, kind of moved. Anyways, I'm gonna take this little metal wedge out, and I'm also gonna label the top of the hammer so that I know which side is the top. So yeah. Okay, so here we are. We've got the head of the hammer and we got the broken handle. So for the head of the hammer, I'm just going to mark the top of it with this piece of mark all chalk. So I'll just put like a line or something on there. There we go. Now I know that that is the top of the hammer, so I can reassemble it with this on the top. And then for removing this metal wedge here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and kind of smash this top of the handle apart with the hammer, and hopefully the metal wedge will just easily come out. So here we go. There we go, no problem. First try, we got the wedge. So I'm going to also clean this up on the lathe as well, and then or not clean it up, just clean it up with some sandpaper and stuff like that, and then I will use this to reassemble the refurbished hammer. Oh, there we go. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with that. So now I'm going to head over to the lathe, and I'll see you there. So unfortunately I was unable to get my sledgehammer head set up in the lathe, so I'm just going to be cleaning it up for now, and then I'm going to try facing it off on my mill. So here we go. I'm gonna clean up the wedge part of the handle here, and then after that we'll be pretty much all good. So now, in order to make the new handle fit into the head of the hammer, I'm going to have to thin the handle out a bit. So right now, if you see, it does not fit in there at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to thin this top part of the handle here, which I have marked, using this. And then once that's done, it should be able to fit inside the head of the hammer, and then we'll be ready for reassembly once I finish facing off the head of the hammer. Alrighty, so here we are. I have the hammerhead set up on the milling machine, and so what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to take a couple of passes along the front of the hammer and bring it down each time, and then we'll cut basically a new face right onto the hammer there. So let's get started. So we're going to set it for a fairly low RPM because we're cutting through steel. And then we're just going to take it slowly, bring it down, like so, and then go. There we go. This first pass might not seem like anything's happening, but we got a little bit of action there. There we go. And then we bring it forward a bit. Say 5 thou. And then we bring it back. And we should be cutting a new face. Onto this hammer. Okay, we'll bring it forward a couple more. Oops. There we go. we go, and then bring it back again. And as you can see there, we're kind of making cuts, I think. There we go. Move it forward a bit more. And bring it back across. Oh, whoops. Well, that wasn't good. Anyways, so I fixed the chuck. We're good. I'll reinstall it. Oh. Whoop. Well, I think this might be a little too strong to cut through. This is what happened after going across it on those passes. It has literally done nothing. So I think I'm just going to leave it and reassemble it. Alrighty, so here we go. I wasn't able to fix the face of the hammer, but anyways, I'm going to reassemble it. So I got my handle, which I had to cut down to make fit. So I'm just going to tap the handle onto the head, or tap the head onto the handle, and then I'm going to cut off whatever comes out the top here, and then I'm going to install the wedge to help hold the hammer together. So here we go. Alrighty, I would not hesitate to say that that is fully seated. So now I'm just going to grab a saw and just kind of trim that little bitty bob off, and then I will install the wedge, and hopefully this will hold a whole hammer together and we'll have a brand new hammer practically. Alrighty, so here we are. I got a saw to cut off the little bit, and then after that it's time to put in the wedge. So here we go. There we go. It's all flush now. It's good to go. So now I'm just going to put the wedge in. So the wedge goes in this little crack right here, and I'll just tap that in with the hammer. Alrighty, one brand new hammer, ready to go. Nice and clean, brand new handle. It's nice. Feels good. The handle length is pretty good for the weight of the hammer, and I think it's going to be a nice addition. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.